Welcome back to another Internal Magic podcast. Forgive me a little bit. I have the trash people like loud as shit around this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, um, before we get started, I just wanted to make sure that everybody, please go and check out my Etsy page for my Chaos Beings brand. Um, I should be a link in the description, or you can also go to my Instagram and check out, you know, you can check it out on my Instagram, Chaos Beings. The Etsy page is up. I have tees, I have crew necks, I have hats, and I have hoodies. So, you know, please support a brother. I would appreciate it. But today we are going to be going over, right? Because remember, we still in this internal process journey. Nothing happens without doing the internal work. I don't care what you're trying to do, manifestation, altar work, crystals, anything. It does not happen without going within. So today we're going to talk about how to hold your frequency, right? How to hold your frequency and becoming the person who can keep the life you desire. You say you want a new car, right? You said you want this certain life that you want. It can't happen if until you do the internal work, until you go through the process. So, because most people don't fail because they can't raise their vibration. They fail because they can't hold it. Ain't that what we've been saying in the past videos? You know, almost anyone can feel successful after a motivational video. We see them on YouTube all the time. We see them on IG all the time. Anyone can feel loved after a great date, you know, and anyone can feel abundant after you got paid, you know. But the question is, can you remain in that state when life challenges you? Because the challenges will come, right? The challenges will come. And so, what your job is going to be is to hold that frequency when things come up in your life that you oh my goodness, we sure have some construction going on today, man. Trying to mess up a brother flow, you know what I'm saying? So forgive the background noise. I guess they're fixing on the neighbor's door or apartment next door. But today we're going to learn how to strengthen that frequency until it becomes the new normal. We all about this internal work over here, internal magic. It's all about the internal. Without it, we get zero results in anything, in everything that we do. Right? So, we need to make sure when we get into these situations, if you're at work, if you're at the grocery store, when you're with your family, your friends, when you're in your relationships, when something bad happens or not in your favor, you're able to hold your vibration, hold your frequency without having to lose yourself. That's what this is all about. That's what doing the work. Can't nothing penetrate you. Nothing shouldn't be able to penetrate you. We have control over our own bodies. Most of y'all, like I said, you be in traffic, somebody cut you off, skirt. Oh my God, you got road rage. So we're gonna go over how some things that you can do to avoid that. Right? We can't let the outside control us through our internal work. We are king. We are happy. We are the queens. We are everything. Right? So first, your nervous system wants to return to a familiar place, right? Because what you guys don't understand is those times when you were a kid, all those elementary days, all of those junior high days, all of those high school days were training your nervous system. So if you grew up in a situation, most of us grew up poor, right? So we get in this survival mode. So when it's time for us to, you know, do what we need to do, we typically end up failing, right? Because most people believe life changes because of manifestation. I believe life changes because your identity changes. If you live in fear for, let's say, 20 years, peace feels uncomfortable. Fear for at least 20 years, peace feels uncomfortable. You in a relationship with that person, and you used to chaos, your nervous system, the frequency of that person. I'm telling you, it's not gonna happen because you see chaos. If money, you're not as given, you are take, take, take. You have this energy, you have this vampire energy about yourself where you always take, taking, and taking. You don't even realize it. You don't even notice it. So, you know, if you lived around toxic relationships, familiar, what I just tell you guys, right? A lot of you is used to toxic relationships. And so when you get with somebody that's peaceful, when you get with somebody that you know, is not playing games and doing all these things that you're used to doing, or your mind starts thinking about ways to escape out of that relationship because you need arguing, you need cheating, you need all these things, right? You need all these things in order to feel you to feel like it's a relationship. It's because your nervous system is so jacked up that chaos is the only thing that makes you feel good. And because of that, it's going to be hard. It's going to be that much harder for you to do the internal work. We got to build that awareness. Remember, go back to the last lesson. If you know, um, to that, right? Because people sabotage themselves because the nervous system always tries to return to what it knows. This is why many people leave healthy relationships, lose money, quit businesses, stop working out. Who's headed to the gym every day, right? And abandon the meditations. You need to get your meditation on. I just woke up. I woke up. I always wake up every morning from. I wake up every morning to go to the park and meditate. If you want to be a part of that, just let me know in the comments, and I'll go live when I go to the park and do my meditation. I take my shoes off, I walk through the grass, you know what I'm saying? I let that energy get all into me, right? This is building up my internal strength because we need that. We need to be out we need to be out in grass. Half y'all never even played outside in your whole entire life. Get outside, man, because they haven't learned. So not because they don't deserve all of these things, right? But because they haven't learned to hold the frequency that keeps these things coming in, right? So one good way to do this, right, or to hold your frequency, right, is through your altar work. Your altar work is very important. This is our power source. Remember, this is how we're going to, you know, get the results that we want. Right now, I have the light green candle on my altar, right? And let's see some of the things that this light green candle, I just wanted to just do this for a second, and you guys can tell me what candle you have on your altar, right? So, you know, that green candle, let's what is it associated with, right? Let's go ahead and read off some of these. Healing, right? So that healing is going to be connected with me. Focus on restoring parts of your internal world that feels depleted, overwhelmed, or neglected. Growth, committed to becoming a stronger version of yourself through consistent inner work rather than expecting instant external change. Abundance, reflect on developing the mindset, habits, and discipline that supports prosperity instead of viewing abundance only as money. It's bigger than money now. Connection with nature, what I just say. Let your mind let it remind you to spend time outdoors since you've been building, you know, this internal process. Physical well-being as you're beginning, certain things. Like for example, right now I'm doing parasite cleanse, right? Bam. I went to Earth and Soul a couple of weeks ago and I got the parasite cleanse along with, you know, the little parasite mix. These things is going to help build up my internal world. Half of y'all don't even know why y'all have the urges that y'all have. Most likely it's probably because of the parasites that you guys have in your bodies. Gotta When I say do I listen, I know it's tough, right? But then work is the only way you're gonna be able to you know, get what you need to do. You know, it just trust me. Nothing is even. I don't care how much church you go to. I had somebody tell me on TikTok that I need Jesus. If I want to talk to him, I'll just do something with my altar and we'll have a conversation. How about you? But anyway, so with this, let's see where were we at, right? So, you can put, if you like, for this particular on your altar, if you want to create, let's say, some stability, right? You just go ahead and put your white candle, for inner steadiness. You can get you a mountain stone or a piece of granite to represent unshakable foundation, because we need you to be You know what I'm saying? You can get you some smoky quartz or black tourmaline to symbolize grounding. And don't forget your journal. You know, you know what I'm saying? And we can start that with my new state is now my natural state. And then you finish, or you can just put it in the comments. Either way, it'll work. And then you light the candle each day and sit with the feeling you want to normalize, not asking for it, but practice living. All right. Point number two, your altar is a frequency training device. Most people use an altar to ask for things. Use yours to become someone. Instead of virtual objects on it, build your altar around the identity you're becoming. You want success? We're going to put success on that thing, right? You want healing? Put some healing on that thing, right? You know, every time you approach your altar, you're reminding your subconscious, this is who I am now. You know what I'm saying? So, we need to make sure, you know, we doing the, we need to make sure we're doing the work, right? And your altar, since your altar is going to be your frequency, a way we can keep, that frequency up, you can all put a candle. You still have your candle, or if you don't want that particular candle, you can put, um, you can light your candle that you already have on there. Close your eyes, really feel as though your desired reality already is your normal, right? And you stay there for about 10 to 15 minutes. Give me 10 to 15 minutes on this meditation stuff, y'all. If mind wanders, just gently return it back, because it's gonna happen. Stuff is gonna pop up. So, you know, we just need to make sure we train ourselves, and just practice and train ourselves, right? The practice isn't visualization alone, it's emotional endurance. Okay. Point number three, hold the frequency when life tests you. Now, this is a big one, right? Hold that frequency. This is where the real transformation happens. The universe doesn't just reward a new frequency, right? You need to be tested because the tests are going to come. You know, life often tests whether you've truly embodied it. That's what the universe is going to do. It wants to see if you are for real. It wants to see if you for real, if you're about that business, or if you're going to return back to your old state because, you know, your girlfriend pissed you off, or because your boyfriend pissed you off, or because at work pissed you off, and now all of a sudden your whole you fell. You got to be passing these tests. This is how we're going to be able to learn to hold that frequency. The minute you feel that you're in a situation to where, oh my God, they about to piss me off, oh my God, they about to make me mad, go just remember and say, oh, you know what, I need to hold my frequency. I cannot let the external interfere with what I'm building on the inside of me. You know what I'm saying? So because if someone insults you, you ready to go off. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, let's see here. You feel with doing this internal work, you will feel abundant. That's what it's all about. And then an unexpected bill arrives, and then boom, you know, you feel worthy. then rejection shows up. These moments reveal your true baseline, you know. So when you're in these moments, when you're going through these tough times, you need to be able to hold your frequency. It's just a part of, if you really want to tap in to your spirit, to spirituality and to your inner self, and be in this and do this work, this is what you're gonna have to do. I'm sorry. I don't care how many, candles you have lit around the house and the place. It's just, it's not gonna work. And what I tell you, everything that you're doing should be used to build up your internal world, so that way you become more and more empowered, and because of that you become more aware, and because of that your consciousness grows. So guess what? When that boss at work say something sideways to you, or you get that crazy email, it just rolls right off you. But most of y'all just gotta get back. I gotta fight. For what? You're gonna fight a losing battle because you don't even realize that it's just a test that's just in front of you in the first place. This is not about your boss. This is not about your significant other and your family. This is about you. You know, if you have a problem with accountability, you take that to the altar. So, ain't no more blaming nobody else. You know, it's all you. So don't ask, why is this happening to me? Ask, can I remain who I decided to become? Every test is an opportunity to strengthen your new internal foundation. Now, something we can do as a altar practice. You know what I mean? Whenever life triggers you, go light your candle, you know, or whatever problem it is. Hell, put a bill on that thing. Put your cell phone bill on that thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, put your light bill on that thing. You know, I like to use tarot cards on mine. I every day. Well, not every day, but I would say maybe 3 times out of the week, on average, I will pull a tarot card, and that is going to give me a message, what I need to work on. Now your altar is communicating with you. You ready for that? And I mean, like, in a way, like, them cards, as you begin to work on your altar, those cards feel so real. Today I pulled I ain't gonna know what I pulled today. But it's something that I need to work on, though. You know what I'm saying? And then and the more I thought about it, and you keep that tarot card on your altar, right? And it's gonna serve as a reminder for what you need to build up or what you need to work on. Because for some reason, mine is batting 1,000 right now. I don't know how it always knows what's going on in me or in my mind. It gets it right every single time. And that's primarily because of the internal work that I'm doing. I'm connected with it. That's what it's all about. So when I pull that card, I'm like, oh man, shoot, I gotta it just serves as one of those things where it's gonna help build you up as well. You know what I'm saying? So when you place your tarot card or your bill, cell phone bill, you ask, who am I choosing to be in this moment when this when these trying times is happening to you. All right. What frequency do I want to return to? You already know. Turn to that inner peace, that internal, you know, internal process. Leave only after you feel yourself returning to the state you've chosen. Don't leave upset, don't leave mad. Leave that stuff at the altar. So, and so over time, your altar becomes a place where you rehearse your response to life instead of reacting automatically, right? So, when we at our altars, that's what we're doing. We're thinking about when we at work. We're thinking about, oh shoot, what if, I got this employee that just irritates my skin, be pissing me off. What am I gonna do when she says something to me crazy? You need to be thinking about these things as while you're meditating. That is what the altar is for, especially if it's bothering you. I'm not talking about just stuff that just doesn't affect you on your daily basis. I'm talking about the stuff that is bothering you, the stuff that's getting under your skin, the stuff that's causing you to fail, the stuff that keeps you in these loops every single time. Same revolving loop. You're in the same type of relationship. You're attracting the same type of person. You know, people keep telling you about yourself all the time, and it's always the same stuff. You know, so we need to make sure we do the work. That's just what you got to tap in. Trust me, man. All of this stuff is spiritual. I know people be like, "Oh, well, it was just this, and everything is spiritual. I don't care what it is." You know what I'm saying? So if you're tapped in, you'll be able to see the signs and you'll be able to make the adjustments. And the next thing you know, it gets easier and easier. Please like, comment, and subscribe on this video. Put your comments down below. Also, too, as well, please follow me on TikTok. Oh my God, it's going up on TikTok right now for Magic, and I appreciate y'all. Um, so if you get a chance to follow me, like, you know, make a comment. Yeah, it's me putting all those world emojis after all those responses. Good or bad doesn't even matter. Oh, Jesus freaks. And don't forget to, I forgot, I know I said it earlier, but make sure you subscribe to my um, YouTube channel. Make sure you follow me on Facebook. I'm on there too. I'm on Instagram. Um, yeah. So, we're about this work. Tell me in the comments, what type of work are you doing? What are you working on? What candles do you have on your altar? What deities or deity do you have on your altar? What stones do you have on your altar? You know, when I would say a year ago, I put on my altar creating this podcast. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a problem with just being visual in the world. I didn't, I'm Scorpio. I like to stay secret. I like to stay hidden. I don't want people all in my business. It took a while for me to be able to build up, to be able to do this. Because this is so hard to me because I don't like feeling exposed. But due to the internal work, I'm more comfortable now, right? So, in conclusion, manifestation isn't difficult. Maintaining your transformation is anyone can touch a higher state. Masters learn to live there. Your altar is not simply a sacred space, it's a training ground. Every candle you light, every crystal you place, every object you choose, every meditation that you complete is another repetition in becoming the version of yourself you no longer visits success, love, patience, or abundance. You live there. So I'm gonna close with this affirmation, and you feel free to use it if you like. I don't, right? The affirmation is I do not chase higher frequencies. I cultivate them until they become my altar reflects my inner world, and my inner world creates my outer reality. Think about it. That's all I'll say. Just think about it, okay? So until next time, this is the Internal Magic Podcast. Please like, comment, subscribe to the video, and share it if possible, if you dare. Trust me, you're gonna be okay. Trust me. I know it's a long process. You know, I had to learn patience. That's one of the things that I had to learn. So if I can do it, trust me, you can do it. And that is the Internal Magic podcast. And I am out.